A journal is a regurgitation of ideas and connections that your brain makes throughout the day. It's messy, it's raw, it's not pretty most of the time. I don't believe in bullet journals. Having kept one for 3 months, I found that rather than organizing my thoughts, it felt more like a chore and a hassle to have to keep the coherent neatness of the bullet journal. Every time I wrote, I felt like I needed a ruler and needed to make everything perfectly lined up and centered and all that. And I'd rather just scribble stuff down in a notebook. That said, I'm sure there are some that find comfort in the rigid neatness of a bullet journal, and if that's you, by all means, I don't condemn it, but it's just not for me. If you can think, you can journal. As I said before, journaling is just thinking on paper. It is not a diary, though you can keep a diary as well. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But a journal is a specifically dedicated place to think. It is the brainstorm, if you will. It's messy for 2 reasons. First of all, it's not aesthetically neat. It can be messier than your room, but clean your room. You write, you scribble, you draw, you cut, you paste. It's all about getting your ideas onto the paper as efficiently and accurately as you can. It's also messy in that it does not need to be coherent. If only you can understand it, that's good. If someone reads it and they're like, what is this? It doesn't matter, because the journal's for you anyway. If you write as if you're writing for someone else to read, it fundamentally changes the way that you formulate ideas and organize them on paper. So write for just yourself. People generally journal in either the morning or at night. The great thinker Marcus Aurelius journaled in the morning, and as a result, he produced the greatly influential meditation. I honestly don't have a good example of a famous person who journaled at night, but I'm sure it's just as effective. The main reason some people journal in the morning rather than at night is because it's just you and your thoughts. There's no contamination from others or the distractions of life. It's as soon as you wake up, just your thoughts and nothing else. If you want to see the difference for yourself, you can do a journal entry in the morning and then do one at night and see just how much a day's worth of events can change how you think. But as I said before, when you're journaling, I would avoid centering your journal entries around things that happened during the day. That's what a diary is for. When you're journaling, keep your entries centered around ideas, not events. But writing both ideas and events down is crucial because your brain is for having ideas, not keeping them. And that goes as well for events that happen to you. So on September 10th, 2007, I don't have any recollection of what happened. But if I had kept a journal and a diary, then I would know exactly what happened on that day and what I had thought, which is why I've been doing both as of 2 weeks ago. Write down anything that you think of, even if it seems stupid to you, or maybe even especially if it seems stupid to you. You never know what retrospect can do for the future you. Earlier I said that people either journal in the morning or at night, but I actually journal in the middle of the day with this pocket notebook, which I went over in my other video. I found that when I journaled in the morning, I had a hard time thinking of things to write about. I didn't have enough ideas, it didn't work for me. And journaling at night, I found I couldn't remember all of the things that I wanted to journal about during the day. So I started carrying this around, and as soon as I have an idea that I want to journal about, I'll write it in here. I know I said that journal entries should be for yourself only, but just this once, I am going to read a journal entry that I did not mean for anyone to read, but I think it would help because people have been asking about what journal entry should look like. So this is one I wrote, or it's titled The Root of Evil, on September 24th, 2023. It reads, why is money the root of evil? Why not something else? Food, fame, love? What about currency makes people so feral that it is what sparks evil? It's enabling. Without it, you can't do anything in our society. With it, you can buy food, fame, sex, pleasure. All vices can be supported by money, but you don't need it to do good. As I said, I don't recommend writing as if other people are going to read it, and I didn't write that as if I was going to read it to you all, but I hope that helps in some capacity. It might give you an idea of what journal entries might look like, but do your own thing and write about your own ideas. Don't copy me, obviously. Journaling is one of the best habits that you can subscribe yourself to. It's not hard to just wake up 10 minutes earlier or go to bed 10 minutes later for the sake of writing a journal entry. Looking back at previous entries can show you your growth. You can see how your ideas and thoughts went from primitive and one-dimensional to beautiful and complex. That's certainly what I saw. By letting your true, raw self completely loose in the binding of a journal, you can understand yourself on a deeper level, and then begin to tame the utterly capable, yet utterly dangerous, unorganized beast that is your brain and soul. Journal and learn to think.